it sold overnight. It's New Year's Eve. This is a Stacy swimsuit from the 1960s. It fits Stacy. She's Barbie's friend. This little swimsuit sold for $19.99. And I don't remember if I had shipping included, but it's still a good sale. That's from my $65 Barbie lot that I found on another app. Yeah, that is Stacy. The little tag is in there. So yeah, $19.99 for that one. This is a Christy Barbie doll. Christy is Barbie's African American friend. And what's cool about Christy is she was the first African American fashion doll ever made. They started making her in the 60s. But this one is from the 1990s. It's the United Colors of Benetton Christy doll. And it's very, very cute, bright, colorful. It has Japanese writing on it. So this is Japanese packaging, but the packaging is dinged up. I found this at a Volunteers of America thrift store for $3.99. And she sold for $49.99. I originally had $99 on her. A week went by, no one seemed interested, so I revised the listing and lowered the price. And she sold as soon as I relisted it. Or revised it. So hey, $3.99 into $49.99. Very cool. This next one is a good-looking Ken. This is a Ken doll from 1969. He's super groovy with his little shirt, his little shorts, and he is just cute. He sold for $39.99. And I think I picked him up, oh, where did I get him from? I think a thrift store. I want to say probably a Savers for a couple bucks. But yeah, he sold for $39.99. And this I sold for a friend of mine who gave me a bunch of stuff to sell. And then after the fees, we split it. This is a cupcake doll. Let me see if I can get this open. Oh shoot, there goes my light. Darn it. Let's try that again. Okay, this is a cupcake doll. She folds into a cupcake. And she's made by Tonka from 1990 or 1991, around that time. She's like some tropical Hawaiian one, but she has her original comb and her little cupcake hat, and she sold for $15 plus shipping. Hey guys, this is another sale, Jimmy Choo perfumes. It's a little lipstick case, and it looks like new. It still has like a plastic film on the little metal piece here, and it's like a gold, kind of a waffly design. Kind of cool. I picked this out of a Savers bag. You know, like when you go to a thrift store and they have little stuff kind of clumped together in these little baggies. Maybe paid $1 or $2 for it. And it sold for 18 bucks. So lightweight, super easy to ship. These are, I'm actually packing up a lot of small things today. These are two of the small things. This is a little bottle of perfume, Amore, by Vince Camuto. This sold for $10.99 plus shipping, I believe. These are a pair of Sojo's leopard print sunglasses, and I picked these up from our liquidation source. Paid maybe $1 or $2. They sold on Poshmark for $15. So after their fees, I get 12 out of that 15. If I paid $2 for it, then I technically made $10 on this. So not bad. And with Poshmark, the customers buy shipping. And it's a flat rate fee of, I think, $6.95 or whatever. So I'm probably going to bubble wrap this and put it in like a little box or an envelope. Hi.
Hello.
So we had some YouTubers ask us if we resell stuff on eBay full-time.
Yes. And
how much that we think that they need to start their own reselling business.
Right.
I'm just going to scoot in here a minute.
Yeah, hopefully I'm okay. I think we're okay.
We're good. So that's a tough thing to answer. Yes, we do sell full time, but we also do other things too. Like we sell our Mummy and Monkey merchandise. You're a graphic designer full time, and I worked other jobs too. He had other jobs for other companies, and the eBay thing is something I've always been interested in. I've been shopping and selling on eBay off and on probably since about 2000.
Yeah. Let's see. Where could I start? So personally, my income has always been generated by a full-time job, working for a place. In the past, I worked for companies, corporations like American Greetings, Hallmark, places like that. I did graphic design for a place like that for, the past 20-some years. Ever since like 1990, well, technically 1994. But anyway, and in this 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, June of 2018?
2018.
2018?
2018.
Jeez. Yeah, 2018, I guess it was then. I got let go from American Greetings along with like 400 other people. They're just trying to lower headcount to save money and to just, because the business is changing, Mm-hmm. So I was I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I'd have to move to another area, relocate us to a place, because in Cleveland there's not a big mecca for graphic design or art that pays anything. American Greetings, at least, you can actually make a decent living there if you know how to color and draw. And so anyway, so I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. But I was kind of dabbling in eBay reselling, because Janet opened her store about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and through that I was learning how to do reselling. Even though I've sold on eBay in the past, just little stuff like some toys and things like that, but it was just once or twice, and then that was it. I never really did it full time, or even part time, really.
Yeah, and I've been, to correct what I said earlier, I've been selling full time since 2017. Mm-hmm. When I opened a brick and mortar shop, I did have a part time job to help cushion and to help cover some bills while I was trying to get things going.
Right.
It is definitely always a good idea to have some money saved up. If for people that are new and wanting to do this, sell stuff around your house first, and while you're out shopping, just see if there's any clearance deals. Like, there's no set amount of money you have to start an online business.
No.
I mean, you could start with $1. You could start with $1 and turn it into 10 or 20 bucks, depending on what you find.
Yeah, there's different models for it. I mean, some people sell refurbished electronics and refurbished products, or some people just do kind of a wholesale thing where they'll source stuff from China or another manufacturer. Doesn't matter if it's domestic or foreign, mm-hmm. or overseas. You can do this and then sell stuff on eBay. That sounds more like an Amazon model, because it's all more newer stuff. You can sell things on either platform, but eBay seems to be better for the more unique and collectible stuff, that items that aren't mm-hmm. Mass produced anymore, or people are looking for nostalgic purposes.
Hard to find nostalgic,
yeah.
vintage.
Yeah.
For gently used clothing that are nicer brands, you can try eBay. You can try Poshmark.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people sell toys and video games on Mercari also. I see a lot of people put toys and little tchotchke things on there, but
I say from what I see, the biggest difference is like with eBay. Like, if you sell new stuff on eBay, things that are kind of newish or packaged, the problem you have with that is with Amazon, most people get the free shipping. They do the Amazon Prime, where the competition offers free shipping.
Yeah.
With eBay, it's tougher because they expect you. You then probably have to. You don't know. Maybe the person doesn't look on Amazon to see if that same item is there, but they might. They might be comp shopping and they'll find, hey, this is the same price. This item is on eBay and on Amazon, same price, but the Amazon seller is offering free shipping. The eBay person's not. Yes.
So with some new stuff, it is difficult because, you are competing with Amazon. You could be competing with Walmart, Target, that type of thing. There's been some new stuff that I've had good luck with, only because it was so easy to ship and lightweight, where I was able to clump the shipping in with the price, mm-hmm. to compete with the big box stores and with Amazon.
And as far as what we're talking about, what we sell, the more collectible and odd things like that, the options are very few. Here's this one item that doesn't come up often. It's a rare doll or a rare toy or something, or even those curtains you just sold.
Yeah.
Those retro curtains. Stuff doesn't come up, so you have a little bit of leverage there for the shipping issue. And personally, I think we find it more fun to go on the hunt and find things that are collectible.
And
it's not the smartest model probably, because at least you can forecast what you might make. Because if you look up other YouTube or other resellers on YouTube, there are some that are very calculated. They'll study trends. Particularly this one guy in electronics that we watched, a younger guy. I think he's going to med school or something like that, but he likes the whole sales thing as well. So he does all this research, and he buys refurbished GoPros and things like that and sells them. So he can actually, predict what he could make, purchase these things, and does pretty well. I think he might make at least $10,000 a month,
which
if not
YouTuber
more.
was that?
Or
do you forgot?
I can't remember his name offhand. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But anyway,
but
stuff like that.
There's no set way of doing things.
Right.
Everybody runs their business differently. Everybody has different inventory items. Some people will only sell high-end clothing. Some people will only sell jeans. Some people will only sell new stuff or refurbished electronics.
Yeah.
I
think they do it.
And we try to find whatever we think will sell. Whatever, if I find something that's a good brand or something that I think is unique or collectible. When we first started, though, we would buy up everything, and that's not a good idea either.
We have proof of that.
And we have proof of that because
basement,
now we have too many things, and now there's some stuff that I'm pulling out of inventory to probably donate.
Yeah.
Or lower the price on. And I am going through and redoing, I shouldn't say redo because I never really had an inventory system, but I am spending a good chunk of my time now inventorying everything.
Yeah, but it also lets you go through it and then find out what you might want to take off, things like that, or you might have to put back online because you didn't know. How many items do you have for sale right now?
Right now about 1,500
on your eBay store.
On my eBay store, but I'm going through and doing my inventory, and I'm redoing all of the bins, and I'm finding items that fell off of my inventory. Maybe at the time I just did like a 30-day listing, because when I first started they would let you do 30-day listings, and then every 30 days you could renew them.
Right.
Now everything's good till canceled.
Right.
So there may have been things that I didn't relist, or for whatever reason eBay dropped it out of my inventory. I heard of that happening to some people, where you have an item listed for a while and it doesn't, according to eBay, it doesn't fit their algorithm or whatever, and they just drop it.
And getting back to making a living with it. So, yeah, like I said, I was used to working a corporate job, a creative corporate job for many, many, many years. And I never went off on my own and I thought about it doing freelance and things like that on my own. But it's, you have to worry about certain, there's things to consider, actually, not worry about. Things to consider like healthcare, or health insurance, things like that.
Health insurance, taxes.
All of that. I mean,
saving all your receipts.
Yeah, it's a whole different way to do it. But if you can actually get it together, it really is a very, how could I even say it? It's very freeing to know you can wake up. I'm in my pajamas right now. I know it's a Sunday, but still, some people work on Sundays.
I'm in jeans and a t-shirt. I am weird like that. Even though I'm working from home right now, I need to be able to be dressed as if it's kind of like business casual. Like casual Friday where you can wear jeans.
Yeah.
So I pretend that I'm at the office working, and I dress like I'm going to go out in public to do work.
So speaking for myself, because we both have separate eBay stores right now, and then like I said, like Janet said, I do my own. I have my own freelance business on the side, or as my main source of income. And I've been fortunate enough to know some people who are still working for some big companies, like toy companies like Hasbro and Thames and Cosmos and things like that, that feed me work regularly, and where I'm able to make it almost as much as I was when I was working full time, punching the clock. And then on top of that, I would have to say for myself, if I didn't have that, I don't think I could pay. I don't. my monthly, or I'm confused about how they go through the months. Not confused, but it's
Well,
always 60 day total.
It's a 60 days, so you split it in half, and then that's not including your cost of goods sold,
yeah.
your fees, your taxes you'll have to pay.
Yeah, that's
so
I don't think I do that great. Just with that alone, but that's part of my, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right now, what he's getting on eBay it's like a part-time. It's like your side hustle.
Because that's all the time I can devote to it.
Because you've been doing freelance art full-time, which is really good.
Yeah.
With me, I do eBay full-time, and the numbers are getting better. Not where I want them to be, but getting closer to my goal. So, without going into specific numbers,
because it'll just make you cry.
It's like I'm punching a time clock, but without having to punch the time clock. If that makes any sense, it's like I have a blue collar job, but I am reselling from home.
Yeah.
It's not like right now. My numbers aren't cushy white collar fancy employment. It's blue collar punch the clock work.
Right. They could be. Again, we're just figuring out a lot of stuff on our own by watching a lot of YouTube videos, keeping our eyes peeled. I mean, there are times. I mean, I'm sure if we came into, like, let's say someone, whatever, offered us a lot of cosmetics that weren't expired or whatever, in a heartbeat, pick them up, piece them out, sell them. I mean, we're versatile like that too.
Yeah, we're always
on retail stuff.
We're always on the lookout. I think once we get the inventory stuff handled and we get some stuff straightened up here at home, I want to look into storage lockers, buying storage lockers, or possibly buying liquidation pallets, things like that. Or maybe go to auctions and buy box lots of stuff. I even am sourcing now on other selling platforms, trying to find things that are at wholesale prices that I could put on eBay for the retail, collector price. Yeah. I have years of retail experience. I used to be a retail manager for a big box company. We won't say who. And 10 years of that was intense. Retail is intense. Restaurant work is intense. So kudos to anyone working.
Campers are intense.
Kudos to anyone working a regular job.
You're welcome. You were joking there.
And it was after years of doing that, and then I worked in the automotive industry for a few years.
She built cars.
I didn't build them.
She was a grease monkey.
But I worked with the mechanics who build them. I worked with the salesmen who sell them.
Oh.
And I worked in internet sales with another car company for a little while, and it was good money, but you're never home. You're just always working.
Now we're always home.
Now we're always home. But it wasn't for me. I had to go with my gut, and after stress and anxiety, I decided it wasn't for me.
Which you don't have anymore. She has no stress or anxiety at all. It's a miracle.
I still do, but it's different stress. At least because I'm the boss, I'm being held accountable for everything.
Right, and that is the
which can cause stress, but I like having that freedom.
Oh.
Yeah, I like having that freedom, knowing that I can make executive decisions, and
I'm an executive CEO, co-pilot. Yeah, I mean, that's what, so basically, yeah, it can be, if you do it right and you actually, now see, I'll say that this first actual technical year for me, like it's been like a year and a half now since I was let go. And we haven't really skipped a beat. I mean, bills are getting paid, we're eating, I've gained weight, and we're not starving. We have a roof over
our head, where we're getting bills paid.
Yeah, I mean,
and the brick and mortar shop, it was a 3-year lease, and I could talk about it more in another video, and it was something I wanted to try. I befriended other shop owners that were in the area that seemed to be doing well, and I thought, well, if they could do it, I could give it a try. And I guess I thought maybe it would validate me as a reseller, and maybe if I had a brick and mortar physical store, and I thought, well, maybe I could, I could be part of that community and have people bring things in, and it didn't really work out the way I was hoping it would. And then later on, I decided, even if it did work out, would I really want to be there all day? I really,
you could be sourcing.
I want a more open schedule.
Finding cool stuff.
And so the lease is coming to an end, and I am not renewing it. we're working on getting the shop emptied out.
Yeah.
And that was just a part of my life that's, you know, that chapter's closing. And not all brick and mortar stores last. And it's actually very difficult these days for brick and mortar to last. You see all these stores closing. Kmart's gone. Toys R Us is gone.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not
Dress Barn's gone.
And to me, it wasn't even that it was a lot of overhead. I mean, we made enough to pay the rent on the place, and then some of the utilities or whatever. But you weren't.
There were some months where I did good, where I made some money.
There's some months where
some months where it was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting in the store all day and maybe one person walks in. I used to advertise on Craigslist, on Facebook. I used to, you know, put ads out that we're looking for stuff, that we have stuff for sale. I would do, for the larger items, I would put them on eBay and then hit local pickup and say local pickup in the shop.
Right, and I would say, and that's probably the hardest way to sell stuff, or at least reliable on the marketplaces. Maybe for some people, but it's still one of those kind of wishy-washy things.
It's not reliable.
Yeah, people
to sell locally.
It's a little
around here anyway.
Yeah, maybe it could be a regional thing, but
there are people that do. Now there are people that do cleanouts that will sell at the flea markets on a regular basis, but they'll sell everything cheap to move it quick. And maybe the gold and silver or whatever they find in the storage units, they take to the pawn shop and sell.
And then they just sell you the scraps.
So yeah, there are some people that will just do that for their quick buck.
But sometimes they're $700 scraps. So
yeah, there was that one time
There's several times, like the Ferga dolls were good. The girl from Uncle Doll was amazing.
The Seiko watch.
$1 and $700, 50 cents and $600. It's like, you know, it could happen. It doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen often, but it has happened.
But my point was, whenever we would be in that shop, I'd be sitting there going, man, we could be out looking for that watch, for that doll. You never know. But we're not going to know if we're sitting here. And I thought it was okay and admirable, but my gosh, it's just like, that's all I could think of.
Yeah, after the second year of doing it, I'm like,
it's proven that it's probably not going to.
I had a feeling in my gut, like, this isn't going to improve. I need to make an exit plan. I need to probably not renew the lease. Try to get out. Try to move things out of there. And yeah, we're almost done with that chapter. But you don't really know until you try. That's the thing. And there are shop owners. There are some restaurant owners, business owners, that have a brick and mortar, and they're very successful, and they love it.
Yeah.
But I had to try it and realize it just wasn't my thing. I'd rather sell online. I'd rather sell at conventions, and I'd rather put together these videos, and we can put together our Facebook videos too, as the Mummy and the Monkey.
Yeah, there's a lot more we could do now. We'll have a little more freedom. Because actually being at that store was like going into a place, because you had to be there to, obviously, for the potential to make any profit.
I would have hours set, and it was like, okay, I have to be there. Yep. I have to try.
So I would bring stuff to list, and I would list in the back. But that was sometimes hard to do because we had a lot of people that would stop in and, you know, say hi, and that was great. So it was definitely a good hangout place for everybody.
Yeah, it was nice to see friends and some of the local regulars. We did have some regulars that would shop and buy some things from us.
And I would say, you know what, if anything good came from that shop is some of the people that we met because it was there.
Some of the people that we befriended. So
are trying to be very nice people and people that we hang out to this day on a personal level. So, you know, it had it was what it was. It had a nice little run. People did come, and you had some frequent customers.
And we did have some people message us or tell us, hey, yeah, we're going to miss you guys. We liked stopping in, looking around. We liked buying stuff. So I'll miss a little bit of that, but I think overall I'm good. Like, I'm good about just being done.
Because there's something to look forward to. You know what you can do now.
Yeah,
you can hit all these places just as bright and early as any of the other resellers that get there. Now the real game begins.
Here's hoping.
It will.
Here's hoping.
Well,
so for 2020, we want to really step our game up, but at the same time, we have got to have an inventory system in place. We have got to get the basement straightened up.
There's a lot of stuff I personally need to go through.
And then there's like some personal stuff we have to work on.
I think it's a blessing in disguise the way things have happened, because I think had I not been let go, I still would, it would be harder to help you know, it's you know, my mother's living with us right now. I mean, there's nothing personal about it. If you know it, you know that.
Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted to share that. We're taking care of Mom.
It's very common.
And
you know?
Yeah, a lot of people have relatives they take care of, or kids or whatever.
Yeah, when you love people, you tend to take care of.
So we have to make sure we're there for the people that need us too.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I can be, and it's a bit of a challenge, as anybody might know out there that might be, you know, in the same situation, taking care of an elderly parent or parents.
I'm just double checking the screen on here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still recording.
Okay. Anyway, but but that's life, though, right? I mean, if it wasn't that, it would be something else. I mean, life is always, it's never this thing that's perfectly the same. It's a roller coaster. Like when they make that analogy, it's true. Because sometimes it's going up, sometimes it's going down, sometimes it's just coasting. I mean, it's always going to be something until the ride comes to an end, and then it's over. But until then, get ready for the unexpected. You never know.
So we've gone on longer than we thought.
You got some financial information, some philosophy, things like that. A little bit of everything here.
But if you guys have any other questions about,
I almost picked my nose.
About the business, about YouTube, about our characters, the Mummy and the Monkey,
don't ask us.
And our Facebook show.
If they do, okay.
You can ask us. Put it in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And thank you guys for being so interactive with our videos. I am trying to put up a video. Not quite every day, but we're getting closer to it being every day. Maybe like every other day.
We're working on that, and you know, since this is like the first year, we'll have some. I think we'll have an update to this. Speaking about financials, we don't have to go into specifics, but we can either say, well, you know what, guys, we're going to start our new full-time jobs next month because this is not sustainable.
Well, worst case scenario, we can always go and get a job somewhere. It's really not, I mean, it's not a big, like, I prefer doing this, obviously, but if I had to, I'll go look for another job. I have the management experience, I have the retail experience, office work, computers, all that. So.
Yeah, and would I work for someone again full-time? As a graphic designer or a product illustrator or illustration or anything? Sure, I mean, if it was the right deal. Why not? I mean, but it would have to be a really sweet job, and the pay would have to be something that I couldn't refuse, and make it worth my while, because this is going to be hard to walk away from. I'm going to expand I'm going to try to expand my freelance base for 2020. That way, you know, I can always know, because like I could do when some of the stuff I work on. Takes me a few nights, at the most sometimes, or maybe a weekend or two, you know.
And companies have deadlines.
And they got
sometimes you're working all night working on stuff.
But it's worth it, because I can make what would take me probably a week or 2 weeks on eBay in a few nights. So that's personally for me. I mean, you don't know if that's $2 or $2,000, but it's somewhere like in that range. But yeah, so I can do pretty well.
Well, it all depends on the gig, and we're thankful for the freelance work.
So
we're thankful for the eBay sales.
So people talk about a plan B. You know, this is and I'll stop here. But people always talk about a plan B. My plan A is my freelance art, you know, my freelance gig. But my plan B is my eBay stuff on my eBay store. So I do have that in place, and if I can fine tune my plan B or my eBay stuff to make as much as my freelance at the same time, I'm going to be real good. As far as not, so if the freelance is a little light, I know the eBay stuff's gonna do, because the stuff I'm picking and choosing the list is gonna make money no matter what. So I do have a fallback. So you know, so I'm happy there. And if I did work full time, I would still continue to do eBay. I'll say this too. I only wish that I did eBay part time while I was working full time.
Yeah, I wish. So I did do eBay every now and then. I would like sell some stuff to have some spending money. And then I would go and buy more crap I didn't need instead of saving it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wish when I was working full time that I took the eBay a little more seriously. I didn't really take it seriously until 2017.
Yeah.
I remember being a teenager buying my prom dress off of eBay.
Jeez, you are young.
Yeah. I would shop stuff on there because it was a good deal. But
yeah, so
Yeah.
but that's how. So I mean, I could still do that if my freelance goes good enough. It would be like working a full time and then socking away that eBay money, you know.
so I want to up my eBay game
Yeah, for 2020, that's our
for
big goal.
2020, and I want to up our Mummy Monkey game with
Yes.
our videos and content,
With our streaming online
and
show.
our horror hosted show on Facebook
We're gonna be working on a new set, designing our new set very soon.
in the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna start
woohoo!
looking and doing all that. We got some really cool stuff that might be involved. Oh, I can't wait to send out mail tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
Baby.
We can't say, but we may have
Oh.
some new additions to the set as well.
Soon.
Some really
Oh.
cool things that are historic,
It's
that are
ex-
totally
For
epic.
Cleveland television and broadcasting memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun. So
So I think that's it for now. We'll wrap it up. But remember to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you guys.
thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time here on the Monster Hustle